Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our third music entrepreneurship competition. We are so excited to have all of you with us. It's going to be a wonderful weekend. So exciting to see the increased level of participation this year. We had a 53% increase in student submissions. Yay! And I'd like to introduce our panel of judges who have come by from New York, Boston, and Arlington, Texas. Michael Archer, he is an UNT alum. Tanya Butler, and Debbie Brooks, who has been with us for the past 3 years now. We're going to start with a raffle. So students are going to choose what room they're going to be in, and they were going to be randomly assigned to each judge. If all the competitors can just come to the front. Okay. So what number do we have? One? Okay. 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. So we have our teams. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
So 1 is here with Tanya, 2 is in room 293 with Michael, and 295 is number 3 with Debbie.
Great.
So,
excellent.
Okay, let's do the same for the graduate team.
You up there. All right.
My undergrad.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you're going to be here with Tanya, you'll be with Michael, and you'll be with Debbie.
293.
Who's one?
Okay.
I'm one.
What's your name again?
John Yates.
John. And your company is?
Midcoast Percussion.
I'm John Yates, and I'm presenting Midcoast Percussion in the 2019 UNT Music Entrepreneurship Competition.
Hi, my name is Juliana Mansky, the Artistic Director, and I'm here to talk about New Media Music Works.
My name is Jen Guzman, and I'm pitching today about my music store TV wins to expand to saxophone sales.
Hi, I'm Samantha Elliott, and my business plan idea is for the company titled Branded, which is designed to connect creatives to the business side of the industry, so closing the gap between art and business.
My name is Michael Thompson. So my business is Taste and Notes. It's classical chamber music performances that take place in local coffee shops.
I'm Tristan Coombs. I'm representing my brand, Tristan Coombs. We are a band and we're touring Texas and surrounding states, and we are excited to be here.
My name is Debbie Brooks, and this is my third year to judge the entrepreneurship competition at North Texas. The favorite part of being involved in an entrepreneurship competition is just helping the students, helping them realize their dreams, helping them to see their dreams in a new way. And I just have a heart for students. I just want them to succeed, and that's why I'm here.
I'm Michael Archer, the managing partner for Manhattan Innovation Lab, an advisory and investment business based in New York. The creativity, first and foremost, I think is probably one of the most impressive. The thinking, the ideas around what product or service these folks want to bring to market is always refreshing, but particularly so. You can tell there's been a lot of thought.
My name is Tanya Butler. I am Assistant Chair of the Music Business Management Department at Berklee College of Music. I was actually really impressed reading through the plans and then seeing some of the presentations yesterday during the workshops we conducted, the level of preparation, the level of work that the students put into it, you can really see, and that was very impressive to me.
I'll let the judges now give you some general feedback.
I'm going to reiterate one point, and that is this notion of just breathe, relax. No one's going to shoot you, probably. Enjoy the moment that you've got a chance to really talk about something you're passionate about. And the cool thing about any of this is you have a passion for what you've brought to this. Let that passion come out. You know, it'll come out in energy. You'll talk a little bit faster than you normally do, but you will be believable if you are just relaxed. So I really think that's a very important recommendation. Consistent with what I shared with the two founders, entrepreneurs I worked with, I just suggest to everybody is that when you're trying to sell something, personalize that as much as you possibly can. In other words, make me a picture of the person you're going to have take your product, your service, whatever it is. I only need one picture. I don't want to have 4 or 5. I want to know exactly, tell me what she wants, tell me why she wants it and why it's important to her, and describe that person in terms that make sense. It's a friend of mine. She's X years old. She loves listening to this type of music. She does these sorts of sports. She lives in this part of the country, and she can't get what she wants because fill in that blank. That's the problem solved, right? So to the degree you can really personalize the persona of the target you're going for, it's really important to do that. Be focused as you can, because that 4 minutes will really seem a lot faster tomorrow than it did today, and I know it felt fast today. So to the degree that you can be on that, and then you wrap up at 3:59, 3:55, that's fantastic. What you don't want to end up is time. Gosh, I really had something really important I wanted to say there. So just a couple thoughts there.
Yeah, great. I was going to say all of the above, plus the PowerPoint presentation is meant to supplement you. You are your business. So you are the one that I want to buy into. Not just your idea, not just your product, but you. Use the PowerPoint as a supplement. I don't want to read a ton of text, and I can't read and watch you at the same time. I would much rather listen to what you have to say and simply have your slides supplement, key points or images or whatever it is you want us to see. I think that's very important. Also, Michael mentioned passion, which I also think is key. Let us see your passion for your product or service. But do recognize that you only have 4 minutes. So what can you say to me that you need me to know in that 4 minutes? I just need to know what it is and what's it, who's going to need it and how much money you want and why. That's what I want to know.
Okay. I found myself giving an analogy, and I'll just share it with everyone. If you look at a big tree, the big tree, it's beautiful, but the roots are like a foot deep. What's going to happen? The first big wind like today, that tree's going to be on the ground. You want your roots to be deep in whatever you're doing. You want your growth to be organic. You want the roots to support that beautiful tree. If you try, and what I mean by the tree, I mean marketing. If you're just marketing and there's no substance, or you can't back it up, it's going to be a problem. Think of that tree, how beautiful that tree is going to be when those roots go deep. And I want you to think about that a lot, not just today, but in the future.
So you got 4 minutes. Hit us between the eyes in that first 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Knock us out there. Don't wait for that 4 minute. Have us going, where do I sign? I got to call my financier. This is great.
Both of my presenters had either, they had some sort of a prototype. They had something for me to see. And the first time they did their presentation, they didn't show me. I want you to show me. If you've got something to show me, show me. If you don't, then you need to describe it in a way that I can visualize it. You need to describe it in a way that I can visualize it. But if you've got something to show, you should show it.
I do want to say one thing about, like in the plans, it's part of the formula to list your competition. I don't want to hear about your competition tomorrow at all. I mean, if you can't tell me enough good stuff about what you're doing, then why should I buy into it?
Right.
Okay? So, if you have any of that in there, cut it out. Because what you have to offer should be compelling enough. And fulfilling the need, certainly you can touch on that. That's important.
Right.
But forget the competition. Don't waste a precious second on it. It's not going to help you.
I agree. And I also agree with the need. I have to be able to see that this is something that someone will either really, really need or really, really want because it solves a problem for them.
Right.
Yeah, it has to meet a need or solve a problem. And I want to know that really early on.
Well, thank you, everyone. Looking forward to our honorable mention competition.
Oh, yeah, this is so exciting.
My name is Matt Provincial. Today I'll be presenting the business plan for the Moonbase Recording Lounge. The mission statement of the Moonbase Recording Lounge strives to provide affordable recording solutions to awesome musicians in an environment where creativity thrives and friendships are nourished. Thank you.
Përshëndetje, my name is Carson Dorsey, and this is Albania. My solution is the International Albanian Music Foundation, which is a web-based nonprofit that brings the Albanian community together and provides funding and resources for Albanians throughout the world to produce Albanian music projects that both advocate for their culture and themselves.
Hi, my name is Camden, and I'll be pitching my nonprofit idea, the Mosaic Initiative. This will be a nonprofit to provide music education to at-risk students in the Denton community schools. So mosaic, meaning many into one. And the reason I decided to use mosaic as the concept is that it's another representation, I believe, for what a community is. And a community is a place where we can grow, learn, and connect. And with music, we can further these connections, we can build each other up.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Daniel Murray, and today I'll be presenting my software idea, which is called NSYNC. Before we get started, is there anyone in the audience that's into like sharing music, creating music, or just sharing sound in general? All right, well, perfect. Let's go ahead and get some things moving. NSYNC, first of all, is it's a software that aims to eliminate the audio sync delay between two users attempting to play music across a certain amount of distance. If you were to click on the app, you would be seeing something like a FaceTime screen where it's just you until you add another user. At that point, you could easily just click the NSYNC button, which will then generate a symbol like on the screens of both of the users, one on this side and then a number on the other. At this point in time, they're going to see the numbers start to pulse once they click the NSYNC together. It'll go 3, 2, 1, and at this point, they're just seeing the pulse. And the two users are responsible for generating a sound on that pulse for about 10 times. And after 10, the software will be able to calculate the algorithm necessary to place an intentional buffer over the two users so that they experience the sound in perfect time together.
Okay.
So are we ready to
I think we are. Do we need a drum roll? Yeah,
drum? Do we need a drum? Okay.
We have enough drummers.
I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to yell over that. Okay.
I like that.
Okay. So the person going on to compete tomorrow is Carson Dorsey.
I'd like to introduce you to our first finalist. We're going to start with the 3 undergraduate teams, and then we will have the 3 graduate teams who are going to be presenting their pitches and answering questions. And then we will have our honorable mention winner from yesterday's round. 4 students competed for the honorable mention category, and 1 student was selected to perform today for all of you to present her business plan. So anyway, thank you everyone, and I'm excited to get started. Let's do this.
Hi guys, I'm Elliot, and today I will be presenting my business plan idea for Branded. So if I could get a show of hands, how many creatives do we have in the room? So artists, writers. All right, perfect. And how many of you can do all of it all by yourself? From videography to songwriting to everything, top to bottom. Perfect. So that's actually where Branded comes in. So Branded is a company that's designed to connect creatives, which are users, to the business side with people who have sort of some industry understanding. So by creatives, for creatives. So I'm going to go ahead and launch into the site. This is a prototype that I have. So about us, this describes how the site is connecting creatives to the business side of the industry and sort of closing the gap between art and business. So whenever you click on the creative team, you can see a bio of the people that are the service providers, and these are freelancers who have different services that they do as well. So there are links to their company sites, there are different projects that they've done, and they have different levels of interest in the music industry. So whenever we go to content, after you've browsed their bio, this is connected to Instagram. So we are utilizing different social media strategies in order to connect to users and get a larger fan base in that way. The interesting thing about Branded is that business and creatives are not separate. So these are people who are creatives themselves. They're creating different art in different ways, and they also have the business savvy. So you can purchase their products as well. So the main feature of the site is that you get to browse the services of the people, and then you can make an appointment with them. So let's say I'm a new artist and I would like to do logo design. I can click to learn more, book now, and then I immediately have availability that's up. I can select the staff member, and then I'm immediately launched into the site to make the appointment. I click next, I fill in my information, and it actually gives you the option to make the Google reservation on your phone. Lastly, we have events and FAQ. So for events, whenever we go to different sites, the whole purpose of this right now, it is being advertised to college-age students. So different students in the area, whether that be going to TCU, going to UNT, different events that we have right now. The music business competition is up, so different things that we're going to in the area. And lastly, we have FAQ and contact. So the whole purpose of this is sort of developing this relationship with the creative member. And so you can ask different questions as far as different site locations that are needed, different questions on can you join the team, because the whole purpose is continuously creating new relationships and getting new users and service providers on the site. So then there's the general FAQ contact as well. And my current estimate for the company itself is $4,100 for the startup of a year. And that's further detailed in the presentation that I provided earlier, but it's basically a breakdown of different marketing, advertising strategies. It's using a lot of social media and things of that nature. So yeah, the whole purpose of Branded is to close this gap between art and business and to show that in the modern age industry, you do have both. So yeah, I guess the last question that I have is, do you want to get branded?
So very good presentation, well done. The first question that I've got is really, what are your major streams of income, and explain why you chose those as the models that you're using for funding this.
So essentially, they're freelanced users, or the creative team, they're freelance on the site. So I would be generating 20% off of each transaction of the client that they acquire from the site usage. So it's mostly run off of their network. And for the first year, for the prototype year, I'm not requesting that there is a fee for them to join the site, just as incentive for them to use their network. But further on, that is something that I have considered as far as having a startup fee for the service providers themselves. But users on the site would not have to charge a fee to make the account, just to also incentivize, especially because it's starting off really geared towards college students.
Great, thank you.
1 minute.
It looks like it's like a shopping mall of a bunch of different types of creative things that you might need. How do you tie them together for someone? If they're coming to you and they want a whole package, who are the team leaders who do that for you?
So you're saying, is there an option to have multiple things in one package?
Tie everything together.
So currently there isn't a package option, but that is actually a very good point. But the whole purpose of, so actually in the Instagram, a lot of the background behind this is that a lot of the things that I've been doing, so these are actually my friends on the site, we've all been collaborating together, so there are examples of that. But presently that is not an option, but that is actually something that I would like to add onto the site, is having those different coupon codes. On the Wix site, there's an option to have different coupon deals, so that's something that I can easily add as far as if there's a specific.
But who would your team leader be? Who is the master? Okay, never mind.
So we can have some questions now from the audience. If you have any questions, we have 2 minutes. Audience member.
Yes.
Congratulations on an interesting proposal, and enjoyed it very much. It seems like there are some ways in which this is similar to a platform called Artist Share. It's been out there for a while, more than a decade. Do you know this platform?
I'm not aware of it.
Okay, so then it's not a question, but just a bit of advice that kind of figuring out who your competition is, that they would be kind of a competitor with you, although you're proposing to do some things that they don't, and they do some things that you don't do, or at least don't do yet. Artistshare.com. You bet.
Any other questions? So if we don't have any audience questions, we can jump back to the judges and kind of fill a little bit of time if you were
Okay.
trying to get them.
No, I was going to ask about the leadership of the creative team.
Currently, it's me.
Okay, so you are the one overseeing, like if somebody wants they want to make sure their photography ties in with their logo and all, you're the one. Okay, so tell me how you are exceptionally qualified for that.
So I actually have a lot of experience in both the creative and the business side of the industry. So I have been singing and performing competitively since I was 8 years old. And then I also have a legal studies degree from UNT. I've been really involved in different aspects of the business side, and I'm a pre-law student. I'm going to law school in the fall, actually, at Texas A&M to focus in intellectual property and media law. So it's something that I'm constantly building my skills on, but I definitely think that my experience and things that I've encountered have encouraged me to want to provide that ability to be a creative and a business-minded person to other people.
Do you have any other questions?
Have you heard of an organization called Fiverr or Gig Salad?
Right.
Was that time?
No, 1 minute. Sorry.
Oh, 1 minute. Oh, okay. What differentiates you from a site like one of those?
So this is more personal. I've personally connected with these people. They're attached to the site in a way that it's providing access to all of their products. The thing about Fiverr, I was introduced to that, and it seems to be more of like, you don't really know who you're getting. So there's definitely more of a relationship that's developed in this network because they're a part of this team, and so they're excited to be on board with that, and we're all working through it together, as opposed to Fiverr being all independent people who are disconnected from each other.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Samantha.
Alright, so my name is Michael Thompson. I will be presenting my business Tasting Notes, classical music and caffeine. So I'm going to start out with the survey. Can I have you raise your hand if you love coffee, you drink it all the time? Yep, me too. Alright, now can I have you raise your hand if you'd like to better understand and enjoy classical music? Alright, great. So, and that's really great because we're not alone. In a survey that I put out amongst my peers, 88% drink coffee at least once per week, and 93% would like to better understand or enjoy classical music. So what happens when you put together the two sides of classical music and coffee? Well, you get my business, Tasting Notes. So if, let's say I'm sitting at home in the afternoon scrolling through social media, like I'm ashamed to do sometimes, and I don't see too much going on, don't have any plans, and I come across an ad for a performance at my favorite local coffee shop. And I love coffee, I love my coffee shop, and classical music is all right, so I think I'll check it out, might be something fun. I go to the event, I see a small classical chamber music group performing. I go and get a free sample of whatever coffee is being served paired with the music. And I get one of these listening and tasting guides, and a few of. And half is devoted to the coffee, and half devoted to the music, to help you better understand and enjoy both. So why would this work? In the last 20 years, consumer spending on the arts has doubled according to the National Endowment for the Arts. There's been surges in support for local arts and food culture. Just take our town of Denton, for instance. And this has all been driven by the now grown millennial generation, born between about 1985 to 2000s. And to show you what this looks like in reality, within about the square mile or so of downtown Denton, this is just part of it, there are a dozen locally owned independent coffee shops. So this would be targeted at the millennial generation that I mentioned. So young adults, young professionals, sometimes their young families, generally middle to upper income, and located around where the coffee shop is located, so suburban, urban. So Tasting Notes provides both entertainment and education. There's interest both in the music and the coffee. It's a family-friendly environment. It takes place in cafes, not bars or other locations like that. And as far as generating revenue, It would be based, to begin with, on a donation-based revenue model, suggested donations of $5 to $20, and also merchandise sales, such as this lovely prototype mug that I have. And Tasting Notes has incredible potential for growth. It can expand to any type of food or drink, wine, coffee, for instance, or wine and chocolate, for instance, definitely coffee. And you can have multiple ensembles performing in multiple locations at once. And there are also multiple models of performance in generating revenue. So I first came up with this idea with a class that I had to take here at UNT in this department, in the music entrepreneurship, and where I had to combine two separate things that may not at first go together. And for me, about to graduate in a few weeks with a music degree, I took music and one of my other passions, which is coffee. And there's a picture of me striking a pose after concerts. And so I am seeking a $3,000 investment to cover startup costs, working capital for the first several months of performance, and to show businesses that I am currently in talks with that we really are serious about making this happen. So in summary, Tasting Notes pairs classical music with coffee through performances in local coffee shops. It's targeted at young adults. It's a donation-based revenue model with many avenues for growth. I am seeking a $3,000 initial investment.
Can you tell me how many coffee shops you've discussed this plan with?
Yes, I have currently began speaking with 3 local coffee shops located in downtown Denton. I don't have anything finalized yet, but that is something that is in the works.
But they're receptive to the idea?
Yes, ma'am, as well as the performer side of it as well. I have interest from many different performing groups, both that I'm part of and individuals that I'm in contact with.
So Michael, just to make sure I'm sure, this is a for-profit proposition?
Yes, sir.
So if I give you $3,000, what percentage of your company do you plan to give me?
That is something that we can discuss at that point. Would be, that would be something that we could discuss.
You would assume it'd be based on the valuation you could put on the company at that time, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
What kind of a business entity will you be in order to ensure your own protection in terms of liability?
Yes. So as far as business, or as far as musicians coming to us, we would have them, when they contact the company, send a short video of them performing, and that would be evaluated by the company, or by myself to begin with, just to make sure that it's at a high level. And then as far as expanding the business, while starting out it would be a sole proprietorship just through myself, very soon it would turn into an LLC, a limited liability, to essentially divest myself from the company and to be able to function more as a business versus my self-facilitated use. Thank you.
What would motivate musicians to contact you?
Yes, so in today's world, there are not as many chances for musicians to perform closely with their audience, to interact with their audience, and also to get paid for that. So this is a way that musicians can, and performing groups, can get a chance to do that. And it's it's a method for them to perform, to get performance experience, and to also earn money at the same time.
Another question. You mentioned 93% of peers. Who were these peers and how many of them were there? How many peers, how many people did you survey?
Oh, right. So I believe my survey reached about 60 or so of my peers. So it's not as large a base. And granted, many of them are musicians already, but I feel like if anything, that makes the case stronger for musicians who are already educated in classical music to still want to learn more. Makes that an even stronger point.
So these weren't necessarily people who may not have an interest in?
Somewhere, there is another question on the survey.
There was?
Yes, that differentiated between those who had the knowledge of classical music and those who didn't. And it was split between the two.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
I'm Tristan Coombs. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and we make original, listenable music that caters to single moms, college students, and working professionals alike. This is music for everyone. I'm currently touring Texas. I'm with my band, and we're touring Texas and the surrounding states. I'm a full-time student, music student at UNT, and I'm a former tour manager for a successful national country act. So the team consists of Hunter Napier on drums, Jack Jones on guitar, Michael Baylock on bass, Shelby Callison on graphics, and Shay Schaefer is our booking agent. In the first year on Spotify and Apple Music, we generated 7,000 streams. Our single, released March 1st of this year, generated 933 streams on both of those platforms in the first month. 113 tickets sold at Dan Silver Leaf, a prominent music venue in Denton, Texas, at $10 a head. And we are on track to double 2018's revenue in 2019. Our consumers are 18 to 35 years old, 45% male, 55% female. From our top cities are Dallas, Denton, Fort Worth, and Houston. Technology they use to access us is phones, computers, and TV. We market on social media, on concert discovery platforms, and on music platforms. Our goal is 2 shows a week, $100 a man a show, 10,000 followers on social media, and 5,000 monthly listeners. We plan to make $1,000 a week from shows and another $150 from merch. Okay, so that totals $57,500 a year if we work 50 weeks out of the year. Our plan is to stay on the road. It's paid advertisement, to make great records, more advertisement, and to increase our demand, increase our asking price, and increase our show revenue. So here's our music. Okay, so we need $30,000 to fund travel, in-ear monitors to save our hearing on the road,
YouTube music,
promotional materials.
made by YouTube. We have the best of Coachella.
We want to form an LLC to separate my name from the business. And we need band inspection and maintenance. So to recap, I'm a former tour manager. We're on the road promoting our own music. Our audience is guys and girls of 18 to 35. We need $30,000 for travel and gear. And we plan to stay on the road, play 2 shows a week, and make great records. Are there any questions?
I have a couple, sorry.
No, please.
I have a couple. The $1,000 per show, is that, or $1,000?
$1,000 per weekend.
Per weekend? And that's divvied up among the band?
Yes, it's divvied up
Okay,
among the
and
band.
what is your formula for that? Like, do they have any part of ownership in this?
No.
It's just you?
That's just me.
Okay, do you write the songs by yourself?
Yes,
Okay.
I write the lyrics and the original music. They add the rest of the band.
Okay, so they're like your contract labor for show? Okay.
Yes.
Can you share what your revenue was for 2018?
I'm not quite sure the final numbers. I believe it was $8,000.
And you're on track, you said, to double that for
Double that.
2019?
Yes.
Which would be $16,000.
So in the first quarter, we have made 50% of what we made last year.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, so I'm just trying to follow the math. So next year, let's say you do make $16,000. You want, you say that in what period of time will you make this, I think you said 57,000?
Yes, so.
Over what period of time will
So
that
it
happen?
grows, so the music business, as I've seen it, grows exponentially. This year is small, next year is maybe double this year. The next year is, the more fans you get, the more they're telling their friends, and the more organically you grow, the more everyone's telling their network. Then that is how, so next year we make 16,000. The next year, say we double it again, or even triple it with this exponential growth, that's $45,000, something like that, in the second year, or third year.
That's interesting. With this audience that you say your music is for everyone.
Yes.
So in other words, you don't have a target audience.
Well, I do have a target audience. My current fan base is 18 to 34-year-olds that are there in Denton, Fort Worth, and Dallas, and so in Texas.
So Aerts publishes market research on consumption, and the categories of the Grammys kind of articulate the spread of the music marketplace. I'd encourage you to check that out, because you have a self-selecting market sample when you're only making inference from the people who are already seeking you out.
Thank you.
So I have to say I missed the part, I couldn't hear it, but which one is, how do you believe that you are on track to make double the amount of last year?
So in the first quarter of 2019, we have generated half the revenue of 2018.
And that is the only reason that you believe that you will make double?
I mean, we have shows booked all summer, so 2 shows a week booked all summer, so that's more shows than we have already played. So that's why I believe that we're on track.
Bye.
When you think about a classical music concert, what comes to mind? Old, stuffy, pretentious, and dare I say, boring. Well, according to the University of Sheffield Audience Research Center, you are not alone, my friends, and the Media Music Works is here to change just that. Director, and I'm here to talk about Lumedia Music Works. Lumedia's business model has a two-front attack. First, Lumedia brings its audiences into a full sensory universe by combining the fine arts in new and exciting ways. Our live events are, we bring our programming that is unique and very creative out of the traditional concert hall, and we bring it into more intimate and relaxed venues, where our audiences can interact with the artists at their own leisure during intermissions and whatnot. And because of this, our events have been compared or likened to something sort of like a jazz-style dinner show. The second part of our business model is our digital content creation. So we live stream our live concerts, and they have a worldwide reach. And this map here shows the pinpoints of the last 2 years of where our live stream has been viewed. And as you can see, we've gone to Europe, Asia, and even New Zealand, which means that our programming and proves that our programming is working, and these are engaging concerts that people want to tune into. My favorite part about Lumedia is our music videos. We are creating vibrant storytelling videos that are accompanied by well-known and hidden gems of the classical Baroque period. Our music videos, we record our own tracks, we create our own storyboards, and we film our own cinematic filming, and we put it all together, and we release it on YouTube, have a big party, and everyone comes, and it's great fun. It's great fun. So Lumedia's target audience are baby boomers and millennials. For our baby boomers, they like going to live shows. But bringing those live shows out of the concert hall makes it a total immersive experience, and again, they get to interact with the performers and get to know them. Our millennials are tied to their smart devices. So we're live streaming our concerts and creating this video content to reach them. And we've already seen by our surveys for audiences that that they are coming together into these intimate venues together. And this is a shot from one of our shows at a chocolate shop. They have wine, chocolate, and coffee. So how can you help? You can donate today to keep Blue Media creating. This is a list of all of the organizations and businesses that have donated to Blue Media in the past 2 years. And as we go into our third season, we are raising $40,000 to continue our mission to bring this music into the modern day, this era of digitization. And this is a business model that not a lot of nonprofits, I don't think any nonprofit that I know of, especially in the Baroque repertoire, are doing right now to modernize their nonprofit performance business model. So please go online today and donate to keep Blue Media creating. Thank you.
You asked for a donation, but you didn't ask for a specific amount of money. Is there a reason why? Is there anything that you need? You mentioned raising $40,000, I'm assuming through your existing donors. But is there anything that you need that you?
I mean, we need $40,000. I mean, we have been applying for grants throughout this year, so we're waiting to hear back. We've received some grants, so you know, budget is always adjusting. You can never have a budget that's constant. So that's why I chose not to list an amount. And we are a nonprofit, so donation base is how we get our money. And if you want to donate $5, that makes a difference. If you want to donate $5 every month, that makes a difference too. So I don't want to make people feel like left out by giving them a certain number that they should.
1 minute. Sure, I understand that, but generally you have some sort of a goal in mind and something that you want to use the money for, no matter what the business is, whether it's profit or non-profit.
Okay.
So you kind of have an idea of how much you need to survive.
For $5,000, which is the top prize for this competition, we can produce one music video. That would be what we could use it for. Or we could use it $5,000 to pay for $1,000 shy of a performance. So the whole 3 concerts, it cost us about $6,000.
You keep saying we, but you are the one that wrote the business plan.
Right.
Is it your baby or is it a conglomeration?
I'm the head honcho, but I have 2 co-founders, Stephanie Raby and Christopher Philpott, and they assist in the artistic and administrative side of things as well.
And how much do they contribute to this idea?
Pretty significantly. I mean, we all work together artistically. We have artistic meetings every month to come up with our programming and our video concepts. We also have a separate video team, so that's kind of like we have the live audience or the live event team, and then we have our video cinematic team, and I oversee both of them.
Can I ask one more question? How do you get royalties paid for those things that are not yet in the public domain?
So there's a platform, we use DistroKid, and they take care of all of that.
So you have 2 fairly diverse groups of people you want to target, right? The
Right.
millennials and the boomers.
Yes.
Gen X is kind of not targeting so much. And very quickly, we have one more question. Why not?
Right. So we took Gen X out of our presentation, and well, because these people they're raising their families. They don't have a lot of time to go out and hang out on Friday night or Saturday night. So baby boomers, they have time. They're empty nesters. Millennials, they're on their phones, like some of our last contestants said, and they're looking at right now, looking at their media accounts. So that's why.
So the other question quickly is, do you have a website and can I donate now?
Yes, you can donate now. Our website is lumediamusicworks.com. Just click donate in the top right-hand corner.
Follow-on question, do you have a link to any of your videos to that website?
Yes, we do. Thank you.
So picture this, you're in 8th grade, you're a clarinetist, and you do everything your band director tells you to, and you practice almost every day, but still, during half of the band rehearsals, all you hear are squeaks coming out of your instrument. You think it's you. You think you're inherently bad at clarinet and you have a negative musical experience. You're a college student studying classical saxophone and you're about to upgrade to your first professional mouthpiece. And you head to the store to spend $200 only to find out that you can't try the mouthpiece before you buy it. You can't try one, let alone multiple of the same make and model to make sure that you're getting the right one for you at this time in your career with your current setup. While TB Wins might just seem like another music store to the passerby, our mission is actually to help make the music making process as simple and joyful as possible by setting people up with expert level repairs and expert professional accessories that we select for the store. We also like to educate our customers by providing opportunities for master classes, concerts at our store, and by letting them try all the equipment we have so that they can find the right equipment. So we opened in November 2017, and since that day we've been profitable and we've grown every month. And this is a picture from our first customer. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the market. There's a lot of music stores in DFW, and I'm going to focus on woodwind stores for now. So we have a professional flute shop, Carolyn Nussbaum. We have a professional oboe and bassoon store, vocal majority, and we have a professional clarinet music store as well. So there's only one wooden instrument left, and that's the saxophone. And that's where TB Wins comes in. So we're already set up to be the next professional saxophone shop, but because of the market need, we have an even bigger opportunity. So we're looking to expand to saxophone sales. So this is a feature from our business when we first opened, and I'm going to zoom into a quote. It was our dream to have a magical wall of saxophones and clarinets. So we're going to wait on the clarinet part, but it's time for us a little bit early to get to the wall of saxophones. So why us? We have a very strong current clientele of college music students, professors, high school students, and they're not just from the DFW area. We have them from all over the state and even from all over the country. These logos here are from different universities from which the professors and professional musicians of those affiliations come to Tony for repair work and come to us for our accessories. So we have people who drive from Lubbock, Texas. They'll take 5 hours, drive to our store, get their work done, and try some mouthpieces, and turn around and go back home. So within that network as well, we have influencers who also tell other people about what they do, especially their students. So we have word of mouth and trickle-down marketing has been very effective for us, and we'll continue to do that as we expand to saxophones. My husband and I, who are the owners, we also both have classical degrees, graduate degrees. And Tony, his repair work, he's able to make very innovative and ergonomic modifications for instruments as needed, so we can do some specialty repair work. And we're also based in a very hip location. We're right downtown on the square, so the people who come from Lubbock, take 5 hours to get there, they can have their instrument fixed or see some equipment, and then they can go have lunch and hang out on the square while they get their work done. And you can see this is a picture, a view of our place, and also we have concerts at our store and partner with local venues like Wine Square to do different kinds of events like classical music open mic nights and other things such as that. So because of our current saxophone clientele, current and growing saxophone clientele, the market need and our location, we need $55,000 to expand to saxophone sales, and we're asking for $5,000 from you today. Thank you.
So Jen, you guys knock it out of the park in terms of repairs. Why in heaven's earth are you trying to get into selling hard goods?
We've had success with the accessories we have so far. So when we opened in November 2017, that was us expanding our business from just repair to also have the retail part of it. And that, like I said, we have been surpassing our goals each month since then. And so because of that, and because of all the saxophone players who like to go see Tony because he's also a saxophone player and because of everything we have at the store, it just seems like an organic next step for us to have saxophones. And actually what I didn't get to say because of time is that we were able to start selling a couple saxophones over this last quarter. We didn't have any at our store, like a wall of saxophones for people to try, but we had some requests for people to buy saxophones. So we had an artist go to the factory, pick them out, so it's called an artist select process, and then we had people who had reserved those horns, and because of those purchases, we were able to, basically our first quarter of this year was about half of what we made in the whole 2018 year. So we just see that it's a real opportunity for us to, grow our business.
So as a follow-on to that, just to ask, so you just mentioned it's a reserve sale. So I reserved it, but I haven't necessarily, you haven't had to buy it yet, but you know you're going to sell it to me, correct?
Yes.
I understood from your business plan, also what you just said just now, was that your intention is to actually floor plan your own business.
Yes.
So you're going to have inventory. Are you concerned about what that does to your balance sheet and what that does to your cash flow?
Yeah, it'll definitely be a cash flow, thing that we have to deal with, but it'll definitely be a cash flow, thing that we have to deal with, but we're ready to, take out a loan from the Small Business Administration if we have to. And just because of the success that we had with this first quarter, it's been a big step that we've been scared to take, and I've been kind of the one being hesitant, like we can't take, you don't want to grow too fast, you always hear that's how businesses can crash and burn. But because we had that really successful first quarter where, through the network we have and people telling their students, we've had people even calling us again to say, if you have any of those artist select horns out left, we want to, my student wants that one. Yeah, so it definitely is a big risk, but we're ready for it.
Is there an online component to this business?
So we don't have an online component yet. We are visible online. We have a website and we have social media pages.
But I can't buy?
No, not officially. We have people who call us and say, I want this mouthpiece, and we ship it to them. So it's just been kind of...
I can't ship my instrument to you?
You can. Yes, you can. We have a lot of people who ship from all over the country, especially Boston, because Tony did some work there for a while. So we have a lot of saxophones and clarinets that come in from Boston regularly.
But no sales online yet?
No sales online yet.
And no plans?
No plans no specific plans yet, but we definitely, it's in the plan to expand to online sales.
Good afternoon. My name is John Yates, and I am from Mid-Coast Percussion. We are a Missouri LLC founded in 2016 to offer revolutionary products in percussion. So right now, as instructors, what me and my partner have noticed are playing zone issues. So we see often the left hand is too far in front when someone's playing the drum. Either the right hand's too far in front, or like this, they're too wide and just all over the drum. So this introduces several issues with the sound quality they're producing. So we see this leading to rhythmic errors when they're playing the drum, inconsistency of sound. So not playing in the center of the drum produces several different tones that we want to eliminate, and just bad habits overall. So with our product, it works as a combinational layering system of printing. So as you can see in these pictures, this is how we identify these playing zone issues with our product. Here we have a quick video to demonstrate. So you can see when the customer receives it, it's on a paper backing. They remove it from the backing and stick it to the drum. This does not damage the drum in any way. They're completely removable. Here you can see the scratch layer actually being removed as it's being played on. We supply removal sheets that allow a very clean removal from the drums, so there's no extra flaking of the reactive surface after you play on it, and there's no sound quality difference. Yeah. So again, we have them for several different products. Yeah, so here is a screenshot of one of the pages on our website. We offer solutions in snare drums, tenors, and drum sets, as well as full drumline packages for smaller drum lines as well as larger drum lines. So organizations can purchase this for their students, as well as repair dots to extend the life of the sheets, and so they're actually a little bit more reusable than just a single-use sheet. So, the end of this month, as a company, we need to do a little bit of equipment maintenance and scale so that we can reach a global market by next year. We need to buy a couple new pieces of equipment, again, to scale, and so we're looking at about $4,200 for ink in this equipment. Next month, we will begin paid advertisements on Facebook, Instagram, and Google Ads, and we're going to devote about $200 to this marketing avenue. Is not our biggest marketing avenue because, and as you see, in June of this year, we are going to do sales in person at various events around the country, drum corps events and such. So we're actually budgeting a little bit more to get out and meet our customers and build their confidence in our product. The big one, August, our provisional patent will be up, and so we need to file for a utility patent, so we're budgeting $5,000 to $10,000 for this. And again, more events, and our total investment that we're seeking to get to the global market is $11,000 to roughly $16,000. Here is our company financial analysis. Right now, my partner and I are a little over 11,000 in, and to recoup these losses through sales, we'll need to sell just a little over 1,000 products. And each subsequent month, our overhead is very low, so we're looking to only sell about 12 to 20 to break even each subsequent month. Please visit our website at midcoastpercussion.com. You can email us for more info at info@midcoastpercussion.com, and also our YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram channels. Thank you.
So you have a brand name,
We do.
Beat Sheets. Has it been trademarked?
It has not yet. That is part of our patent budget in there, that $5,000 to $10,000. So yes, we do need to file for trademark on that and Midcoast Percussion.
So please check out Beat Sheets on Google.
I have.
Okay, and you know that you should turn out things that have nothing to do with what you've created.
Yes.
Okay.
That is true. And I have checked the United States Patent and Trademark Office, and there are no claims to Beat Sheet, either in the text itself or any design, which we have a custom design incorporating elements of our product. There's the target, so we would be able to register that
as well.
Yeah.
Following up on Michael's question, though, even though there may not be registration,
yes,
there could be a common law trademark if somebody's actually using it. So how do you? Do you have any idea what the other company is and if there's a conflict? Or?
Honestly, I have not seen another company using it. It's mostly been just here's a format of how you write a beat sheet for screenplays.
Oh, I see.
So I haven't seen any products or companies using that name.
Well, considering that this is being live streamed,
yes,
and anyone in the world can see it,
true.
Somebody may trademark that like tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So I would not wait on something like that.
Absolutely.
Of course, they would have to show use and all of that, but
right, and that's
I would make that a big priority.
Absolutely.
As well as the domain name? Even I would grab Beat Sheet.
Okay.
I would grab Beat Sheet.
Oh, let's check that right now.
And it's
let's check that right
now.
Beatsheet.com is taken, but if you jump on this, you might be able to get it from whoever.
That's pretty cheap.
I think it would do it. Yeah, you need to jump on this.
I will take it today. Thank you.
Thank you. We had 4 honorable mention teams compete, and one of them was selected as the winner, and she will be presenting her pitch. And after she finishes her pitch, the judges are going to leave to deliberate and decide on the first, second, and third prizes for our finalists.
Përshëndetje, my name is Carson Dorsey, and this is Albania. Albania is a beautiful yet small country in southern Albania with a historical and musical culture spanning 2,000 years. However, over the last century, its people and its heritage have been marred by political oppression, political instability, and the ensuing war and poverty, which has resulted in mass migration of the Albanian community, and therefore a lack of organization to help preserve and promote their musical heritage. Therefore, our major issues are access to funding. The government has some more pressing humanitarian matters to attend to. A network, as I said, the Albanian diaspora is very recent and was very quick, so they're not very connected and unified across the world. There are now more Albanians outside of Albania than within. And lastly, access. It is very hard to have access to Albanian music scores and instruments outside of the country itself. So there's not an organization for this, and that is why I'm proposing the International Albanian Music Foundation, which would be a web-based nonprofit that connects the Albanian musical community online throughout the world and provides resources and funding for them to produce those concerts and musical projects. How we will do this is first by building a membership. This membership will be built online. All members of the IAMF will have a special login and private access to a directory that has all of the Albanian musicians listed online. So if they're in New York, they're there with their profile, their specialties, and contact information to better foster communication and collaboration across expat communities. The second is we will we will build a donor base and apply for grants. That donor base will be targeted towards already existing heritage communities in high concentration of Albanian expats. And then lastly, we'll have a store. On that same website where Albanians can connect and subscribe, we will have a store where you can buy musical scores and Albanian instruments anytime, anywhere, which currently is quite impossible. So all of this revenue will come into our foundation and we'll be able to distribute small grants to our subscribing members. So why do I care so much about Albania? I'm just a girl from Texas. Well, it started with an Albanian, my husband in the audience, conductor Mario Rappai. And he proposed to me 4 years ago. It became viral, and we're kind of D-list Albanian celebrities. We've had almost 150,000 views worldwide for that incident. And we've been able to leverage that into the ability to produce concerts such as the Bologna Music Project, which you can check out online. So this is our inspiration. And to keep this going so other Albanians throughout the world can promote their heritage and increase Albanian awareness for their people and for troubles and humanitarian needs, even beyond just music. We really are asking to pull together 10,000 in funds to get this website, nonprofit status, and our first concert under the IAMF name off of the ground. So we're hoping that you will help promote and preserve Albanian music and culture in the future, and possibly donate once we have that nonprofit status. Keep in touch, and you can visit the Bologna Music Project online for updates.
So we are now going to allocate about 10 to 15 minutes for our competitors to mingle with our audience members. Okay, so let's start with our third prize undergraduate. Our winner is Tristan Coombs. Yay!
Did they get to keep that chair?
Yeah. Okay. Our second prize, $2,500 winner. I should have mentioned the amounts, but third prize is $1,000. Second prize is $2,500. Tasting notes, Michael Thompson. $5,000 graduate track winning team is Samantha Elliott. Our $1,000 award is New Media Music Works, Juliana Lasky. Our second prize, $2,500 winner is TB Wins, Jen Guzman. And our first prize, $5,000 graduate track winner is John Yates, So we also have our, which one's the next one? We've got 3 more awards. So our honorable mention, let's start with that. Our honorable mention winner is Carson Dorsey with her International Albanian. Now we have our music products business music products business award from Rise 8 Studios.
Is this one that comes with mentorship?
Yes. So this award includes a mentorship opportunity from our sponsor Jason Levi in Las Vegas, who hopefully is tuning in today. And so the winner will have an opportunity to get help in placing their product into the market and just working with an expert in all of this. So, Mid-Coast Percussion. And our final award is one that involves everyone in this room and everyone through our live stream. Everyone voted for their favorite Audience Choice Award. So I'm delighted to introduce you to our winner this year, Ms. Carson Dorsey. So with that, we conclude our 2019 Music Entrepreneurship Competition. I hope that this has been a fun event. Thank you to everyone involved. Thank you to all our team. Thank you to our judges. Thank you to our competitors, to our administration, our sponsors. Thank you to everyone who made this possible. It's been really, really a fun adventure for the 3rd year in a row. So thank you, and I hope you all had fun. And let's go on to our reception downstairs in the common area of the building. Everyone is welcome to join us. Thank you again. So one last round of applause.